Wait, the stir-up is underway at the moment. I wonder how the trainers are feeling. The dogs are keen to get out there, but I reckon the trainers would just be a little bit nervous at the moment, leading into certainly one of the most prestigious races run in Australia all year, the Distance Championship, with the best stayers from around the land about to go head-to-head. McDeeby $2.30, $7.40 Wycombe Plain, Boomeroo $2.90, and West End Prince $9. They're the main chances. As Dooley's missed over there with the yellow rug, sprung a bit of an upset last week, beating McDeeby. And the two Queenslanders both go through tonight, of course. McDeeby just made it by getting up and hitting the line so strongly after striking early trouble. There's the brown. The brown Whispering Hawk representing the South Australians. And they're about to head out. Now, Dapto's all clear on the fourth event. We'll have more from Brisbane in a moment. Big ones, of course, the sprint final is also being run there tonight as race 8. But this is the Distance Championship. McDeeby $2.60 and Boomeroo $2.90, Wycombe Plain $8. So we're really looking forward to this, Dean. The race is only about 3 minutes away. Punters seem to have it down to McDeeby and Boomeroo, the Queenslander and the Victorian. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I've got to stick with Boomeroo because he's done it all before. He's Australia's best stayer without a doubt. McDeeby's still on his way through the grades. He's done a wonderful job, McDeeby, in the last 6 weeks here in Queensland to establish himself as the state's premier stayer. And his effort last week, after going down on his nose in the early stages and then to get up and run second, to have the audacity to come back and run second and qualify was simply outstanding. He's come up trumps with box number 1. He's got a big fan club here tonight. I'd say the entire drinking population at the Stafford Tavern just north of Brisbane are here tonight. They're wearing the McDeeby t-shirts and they're pretty excited at the moment. But look, we're going to stick with Boomeroo. He's got the record on the board and he was beaten a nose here by Total Denial in the Group 1 a couple of months ago, and I think Michael Edwards has well, he's got an uncompleted mission at the moment, and if he wins tonight, I think he'll be a very satisfied man. I've put number 4, Genev, as the main danger to Boomeroo, because I think Genev might find the front going into the first turn. He's such a seasoned stay. He's been a great story this year, Genev. A greyhound who's in the twilight of his career. He's a rising 5-year-old, and yet he's still mixing it and beating the best around. McDeeby, obviously, with the home track advantage, he knows every inch of Albion Park. He's been in sensational form here, and drawn box number 1 is going to be prominent for a long way. And I think the real improver in the race is the New South Wales rep, Wycombe Plain. Beautifully bred dog. He's certainly bred to stay. He's out of a bitch called Ready to Rain, and Peter Giles has taken him along quietly. He's kind of snuck up on us over the last month or so. I go back 4 or 5 runs back when he was disappointing at Wentworth Park after being run down when he led, but Peter's got him back on track. He bounced back to win there on the 10th of August, and last start defeated Eriskay in the New South Wales final. He's a very promising stayer, and he's beautifully boxed in 2. He should be there all the way. West End Prince is the one that I've left out of the top 4. He was 3rd in the Group 1 here a couple of months ago. He's, well, you know, when you use the term seasoned, well, he certainly is a very seasoned stayer now, certainly amongst the top echelon of stayers in Australia. And he ran a gallant second to Boomeroo in the Victorian State Final after winning a heat the previous week. They're definitely the top 5. As far as the others are concerned, well, Dooley Smith, she's inexperienced, but she'll make her mark in due course. She did win the Queensland State Final last week, but as we know, McDeeby got into a lot of trouble. World Crusher, the Tasmanian, not sure how he'll measure up against these, but his record back home is very good. And Whispering Hawk is in the Dooley's Missed class, where he's very inexperienced. He's only had 2 starts over 700. He's a dashing stayer, but whether he's seasoned enough to match up with these remains to be seen, although Bosko Stomenkovic, his trainer, has set him for this race. In fact, made this race as his main target 3 months ago. So far so good for Bosco, but I think he might have run into a bit of a dead end here tonight against some of the likes he's up against, including Boomeroo, McDeeby and company. But they're on their way to the boxes, Matt. The national distance final, 40,000 to the winner at Group 1 level, and the Queenslanders have certainly supported McDeeby to a man. He's very solid. Boomeroo is next best. Wycombe Plain is now starting to tighten up, and that doesn't surprise me, ahead of Genev and West End Prince. So it should be a terrific race, and Paul Dolan is about to loosen up those dulcet tones, and he'll be calling the action very shortly.
I'm sure it'll be an exciting description. Thanks, Dean. Yes, the Queenslanders have got a good record in this race, the Distance Championship final. You look back over the years, Just a Charm won it in the early 90s. Cobble Creek, only a few years back. That was 1999. And Baronia Blossom, that very, very good stayer trained by Ronnie Ball, won 2 of them. She won it in 95 and 1996. But the last 2 years, the Victorians have taken home the trophy. Tip-top tiers last year, and Ostie's Joker for Victoria won it in 2000, and the Vics have got a good chance of making it 3 on the trot this year. They've got the favourite Boomeroo, who's carrying the white rug, $2.70, and McDB, the Queenslander, $2.90. Good luck to all dogs and their connections. They're about to get set. Here's Paul Dolan for the grand final of the Distance Championship.
Yes, Group 1 race, ladies and gentlemen, about to come your way. $40,000 awaits winning connections. The countdown started 3 to 4 weeks ago in our various capital cities around the land, and it's down to the wire now, down to the 8 stayers who are doing battle for National Distance Championship honours. 3 Boomeroo for Victoria, Michael Edwards the trainer, $2.70. 1 MacDB, Jeffrey Ahern, Queensland, $2.90. 2 Wycombe Plain, Peter Giles, $7.50. Representing New South Wales is Wycombe Plain. 710 metres ahead of them. The green light switched on. This is the first of the big ones tonight. They're ready. They're racing. Dooley's missed in the centre, won the start and clears them. MacDB's back second last and check to last. Dooley's missed the front runner by 2. West End Princess charged up to second, followed by Boomeroo. And then came, moving through in the centre there was Genève. Wider out there, or near the rail rather, was Wycombe Plain. Further back MacDB, then Whispering Hawk and World Crusher, the last one. The stayers head to the back and Dooley's missed by a length. Here's Boomeroo issuing the big challenge. 3 lengths away came West End Prince, followed by Wycombe Plain. And then came Genève. MacDB's a mile off them from Whispering Hawk and World Crusher, but Boomeroo took over. The National Distance Championship is all over, ladies and gentlemen. Boomeroo rounds the turn well clear of Dooley's Mist, and Boomeroo, Victoria, you are the National Distance Champion. MacDB flew home and got second. It's Boomeroo from MacDB. Dooley's Mist battled on for third, I'd say, just in front of West End Prince. Followed then by Wycombe Plain, World Crusher, Genève, and Whispering Hawk last of all in the Stayers Championship of 2002. Boomeroo, number 3, a greyhound with a remarkable record in staying races in recent months, has continued that trend, that pattern. MacDB's come from last to get second. Dooley's Mist has battled on well for third, so the Queenslanders 1-2 or 2-3 behind the Victorian. Boomeroo dashing up to the lead from Dooley's Mist down the back. And ladies and gentlemen, the track record has not only been broken, it has been shattered. 41.61. Previous best, Shapeshifter, 41.84. So how's that what is it, 0.23? That's about 3 to 4 lengths off the track record. It's an unbelievable run. Well, it's not unbelievable because Boomeroo's a damn good dog. 7 lengths by a long neck. 7 by a long neck.
Paul, we'll have more shortly there from Albion Park. We've got to go to Sandown, but surely he's got to be the best stayer in Australia, Boomeroo. I think he's proved it tonight. Let's go to Sandown.
Here's the favourite. They're all in light.
Championship. Boomeroo paid $2.50 and $1.20. McDB $1.40. Dooley's Mist $3.10. $3.20 Quinella. Trifecta $52.40. $41.61 is a new track record recorded by Boomeroo. I heard Dean say earlier that the greyhound hasn't missed a place in his last 21 starts. He's an outstanding stayer. He really is, Boomeroo. And 16 wins from his last 22. He's certainly one of the most informed greyhounds racing anywhere in the country. A dog by world title, trained by Michael Edwards at Knoxfield. Great win. Made his run off the back, and once he went to the front, that was it. Now, the 5th from Dapto. They're moving in, and here's Paul.
And the Dapto Rugby League 2 must be in the final somewhere. I think they're the reigning premiers. The Go the Canaries Stake is race number 5 on the agenda. So the Canaries have got to be going somewhere. Moving in, BJ's Bubba, Danny's Desire. He's a big shot. And Mitzi's Prince ready with Inspect.
The winning trainer. We'll come back for a moment. We've just got a little problem there, but we'll do our best to catch up with Michael Edwards, the winning trainer. He must be thrilled to bits after Boomeroo has just won the big race of the night, the final of the national distance. Now we've got Angle Park coming up pretty soon too. Race number 6. And
Michael, very special performance. I'll be talking about that here for a long time.
Yes, he's a wonderful dog. I knew he could do it, and he did tonight. That's good.
All right.
Yep.
Well, obviously the key was early in the race to lob as handy as he did. You must have been feeling on pretty good terms with yourself.
Yes, I was very happy once he come out of the boxes. I only give him three up the straight last Thursday to keep him fresh, and I was hoping he'd jump, and he did. For the last 7 or 8 runs, he's just improved so much. He was good before, but he's even better now. Yes.
I guess that's got a lot to do with maturity as well.
Yeah, it's maturity, and John Murray, he helped me a lot. I had a lot of trouble earlier on with his blood, and John had a mix and a concoction to use on that, and pre-race and post-race, and he's just been a different dog because his count's up all the time now. Yeah, yep.
The track record, obviously, a bonus.
Oh yeah, I've always wanted the track record with him because he's such a beautiful dog, and he's got one now. Yeah, yep.
And I guess some major consolation for the nose defeat a couple of months ago.
Oh yes, but I was beaten by a wonderful dog in Total Denial, and that was no disgrace. No, I've got a lot of time for Total Denial and the trainer Pauline Moran, who's a wonderful lady, and I hope he's back soon and they're racing against one another again. Yes.
Well, I'm sure Pauline would be watching tonight and applauding that performance by Boomeroo. Where's he heading now, Michael?
Oh, well, we'll wait and see how he's pulled up, and we'll probably go to Sandown next week. I think to John Dillon or something. Heats and final of that next week. Well, if he's okay, we'll go for that. Yeah. Yep.
Well, he's pretty hot property. I'm sure there's a lot of clubs in Australia that would love to have Boomeroo race at their track at the present time.
Yes, well, we'll travel with him if the race is there and he's okay. We'll have a go.
Good on you, Michael.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
I hope we see a lot more of him. I hope he's around for a while yet, Boomeroo. He's got a terrific following around the country, and even more so after tonight, breaking the track record at Albion Park by winning the big staying race, the Distance Championship. And now for the sprint. That race is coming up. Race 7 is next, and then the sprint final is race 8 there. So we've got more top racing still to come from Albion Park. But Sand in the race this year, in the frame, Mimi Shiraz and Balu Star. Our ratings are with Modern Assassin, Edwards Affair in the frame, Tommy Hand, 3, 1, 2 and 4. And here's how they look at the moment. 6 minutes out, 6.80 Edwards Affair, 7.40 in the frame, 1.90 Modern Assassin, Balu Star at $6.80. That's Albion Park. The sprint grand final's coming up in 5 minutes. Dean, the Victorians won the staying championship with Boomeroo, and they're at pretty short odds to win the sprint as well.
Well, I'm tipping the Victorians to win the sprint, Matthew, but I'm not going the way that punters are seeing it. I'm going with the second stringer, so to speak, in the frame, because I've just gone up and down the race, and I just think she's perfectly boxed tonight to find the front. Had a good chat with Eric Castle and also David Gleeson, and they're quietly confident they can win the sprint final here tonight with In the Frame. Modern Assassin, who doesn't normally begin all that quickly on her outside, and Edwards Affair, who's a bit hit and miss, we're told. So In the Frame is likely to get a nice clear run going into the first turn, and she's got that high speed going into the back, and she's a great chance of finding the lead. And if she hits the front around Albion Park tonight, the way the track is, it's playing very fast. I think she can go on and win number 2 In the Frame and give Victoria the big double here tonight. I think Edwards Affair's a definite chance off the red. He's well in commission at about $6 or $7, and he's a quiet tip on track. From the moment you walked on track here tonight, there were quite a few people prepared to tip Edwards Affair off box number 1. Modern Assassin, we saw him run a terrific race here on the Winter Carnival Cup a month ago when he ran second behind Awesome Machine after getting a long way back and charging home. That's the only worry I've got with Modern Assassin around here at Albion Park, the fact that he does get a long way back, and he just might be giving dogs like In the Frame and Edwards Affair and company too big a start again, but he will be rattling home, you can be rest assured of that. And I've thrown in number 7, the Western Australian Lindale Blue, who I think in the next few months is really going to establish himself as one of the stars of Australian racing. racing, but just at the moment still a bit inexperienced, but his record in the West is sensational. He's won 11 of 16. I think he's won something like 11 of his 12 starts in Western Australia, including a very fast 30 and 48 run there a couple of months ago. I think he's a definite chance in the race at long odds. Can't get over the price on the South Aussie Barloo Star at the moment. In fact, it came up as short as $4 when betting opened. Is out to about $7.60 now, but obviously it's got plenty of admirers, Barloo Star. It won the South Australian final beating Silver Saul, but not sure how it's going to measure up here from box number 8. It does face a bit of a task. The Queensland, the other Queensland rep, Vintage Commando, trained by Billy Mulwad. Box number 5, the same draw it had last week when it won the Queensland State final. It's going to have to begin. It'll be stuck in traffic early if it doesn't. Tommy Hand's been a very good greyhound over a fair period of time for the Deans, but he's awkwardly drawn in 4, and likewise the Tasmanian Mimi Shiraz. I think the box draw certainly has played its part here, and just reading it, I think In the Frame is the best box dog in the race. I think she's the one set up to get the clear run going into the first turn and perhaps finding the early lead. If she does, it'll take a very good dog to peg her back. All right, they're getting set at Hobart for race 7. Let's head across and join Brett Davis.
Glen Grey last one.
Same as the 2. There's the favourite Modern Assassin. The Blues Tommy Hand for New South Wales. Harry Hand won it 2 years ago for New South Wales. And the others there, Vintage Commando. Mimi Shiraz for the Tasmanians, the extreme outsider. Lindale Blue comes across from Western Australia with a terrific reputation. And Barloo Star, number 8 for the South Australians, is a $10 chance. There's Barloo Star, who has won its last 2 at Angle Park, the heat and the final of the state championship, recording 30 and 14 and 30.07 on each occasion. Beat Silver Saul last time out, one of the top dogs in SA. Dean's gone for In the Frame here, one of the Victorians, but the less fancied Victorian. Sandown, Rum Bandit, Concord, Awesome Saint, Rider Bale, 6, 3, 2 and 5. And the main ones are 440 Frozen Keezy, 790 Awesome Saint, 540 Concord, Rum Bandit, $2.90. Last year, Henrik Bale for Victoria beat Carlisle Jack. So the Victorians ran the Quinella last year, and third was Silver Saul from South Australia in the time of 29.82. Other recent winners have been Placard in 2000 for New South Wales, Harry Hand for New South Wales in 99, and Rapid Journey in 1998. They've been recent winners of the national sprint. The stayers went to Boomeroo. It's time for the sprint. Here's Paul Dolan.
Thank you indeed, Matthew. Yes, the second of the Group 1 features tonight. $40,000 awaits winning connections. By the way, on our race callers invitation night, Ron Hawkswell is going to call race number 9, and Anthony Jeffress, who you've heard calling the Ipswich meetings for the last couple of nights. Anthony will call race number 10 for you tonight. In they go. Now the first 4 pool on the Unitab's up to $26,000. The win pool's $23,000, and the favourite is number 3, Modern Assassin, $1.80 and $1.40. Last year, Victoria took out the sprint and the distance. Heinrich Bale and Tip Top Tiers, and this year, Victoria has already won the national distance per medium of that track record run by Boomeroo about 40 minutes ago. Green light on now for the Group 1 National Sprint Championship. They're set. Racing, and in the centre there, Tommy Hand began brilliantly in the frames, punching up. Modern Assassin's back second last. Vintage Commando was trying to get through, but it got checked out of the straight, and in the frames taken the lead by 2 lengths on Edwards Affair. 3 away then came Lindale Blue, followed by Barloo Star. Modern Assassin is midfield, 6 or 7 off the lead. Then Tommy Hand, Mimi Shiraz and Vintage Commando the last one. In the frame by 2. Edwards Affair is second on the bend for home, and then came Lindale Blue in the frame in front. What a night for Victoria! In the frame wins it from Edwards Affair or the Flying Modern Assassin. Lindale Blues run 4th. Then came Tommy Hand, followed in by Vintage Commando, then Mimi Shiraz and Barloo Star last in the national sprint. It's number 2 in the frame. Exactly that, straight into the frame. 1's got second, Edwards Affair. 3, Modern Assassin is third. 7 is 4th, Lindale Blue. 2, 1, 3 and 7. Where's the clock? 30 and 26. 30 and 26 is the gallop. In the frame, trained by Eric Castle, formerly of South Australia. Eric, he's been in Victoria for several years now. Raced by David Gleeson, a director of the Sandown Greyhound Racing Club and businessman in Victoria. In the frame, A real charge to the first turn, but she won that battle. She turned out of the straight a length and a half clear of the Queenslander Edwards Affair, and she's maintained that comfortable margin in the run to the line. By Lansley Bale, there's a boost for a sire, if ever there was one. Lansley Bale out of Polly's Portrait, Eric Castle at Carrum Downs in Victoria, and David Gleeson, the winning owner. 30 and 26, 2 1/4 lengths by a head are the margins. The splits 5.73, 11.68, 12.85. 28 starts going into tonight's race for 10 wins, so she was one of the least experienced greyhounds in the field. She'd been here on 2 occasions previously. Eric brought her up here for the Queen's Futurity in March and also the Winter Carnival Cup in July. She was luckless in heats of both of those races, but tonight she's outpaced them to the turn and she's kicked on very strongly in the run home. 2 1/4 lengths, a very comfortable winning margin.
Okay, Paul, terrific call too of the Sprint Championship. In the frame, the bitch by Lansley Bale. She won her heat of the Victorian State Final and ran second to Modern Assassin in the State Final for Victoria last time out. She's found a best form at Albion Park tonight in the frame. Well done to the Connections. They'll be celebrating until well into the night on that one. Now, Sand side previews.